Hi folks, got a little something different for you today. This footage was from L57 from Survey 4. L57 did not have an alert associated with it, but it did have a few good things to show. All of the season's ongoing experiment can be found in a new playlist I created entitled 2021 ACA Surveys. So if it's been a while since you last visited and find that jumping in the middle here to be somewhat confusing, I recommend you go there and catch up. Just hit play all and they should play in order. First of all, as most of you know, I don't really throw my hat into the ring regarding tree structures very often. So when I do find something to share, you can bet it's a good one. The tree is interesting enough by itself, but the situation which surrounds it and what it could mean makes it even more worth the ponder. Before we get to the impossible woodwork, I want to paint the whole picture for you here. Here's where I'm just arriving to the spot. I find a marked mountain bike trail, and by the looks of it, it's heavily used, hard-packed ground, and almost silent to walk or ride on. I've been of the mind for a while now that these unknown force beings like their humans loud, brightly colored, and fragrant. So this bike path could represent a sighting hazard to them. Ever walk down a hard-packed trail free of leaf litter or sticks? Next time you go down one, take notice of how quiet your footfalls are in comparison to just a few feet off path. Not only can people walk or ride down these paths in almost complete silence, but some mountain bikes can really fly and can come up on some things in a hurry if they're not careful. I have strong suspicions that these areas are watched and marked carefully by these beings because of the elevated threat they represent in terms of being seen. So when I saw the trailhead sign here, I decided to walk down the road a bit to the high ground overlooking the bike path, which would be on my left here. Here I find an easy access point to the woods overlooking the bike path, roughly 100 feet off of it, and you'll notice that I walk right past the impossible tree in question, clueless to it at this point, and continue up the hill to deploy my audio and take some video of the spot for Survey 4. I then pack up the video, leave the audio, and walk back to the truck, right past the tree again, still not noticing it. It wasn't until I returned to pick up my audio that I noticed the tree. I noticed it right away, even before I got out of the truck, and got busy with this footage. Notice how the top of the tree which is now completely pretzeled over to the ground, still has fresh leaves on it. Try doing this with a sapling in the spring before the leaves come out, and you'll notice the leaves won't develop along the ground like they are here. Instead, the sapling will reserve that energy for growing small, vertical sprouts and for strengthening its core in an effort to free itself from what's pinning it. You'll see saplings pinned down from snow load over the winter, and a few of them, if you follow them through the summer, will free themselves of the pin because of this. What this bushy top along the ground is in its most unnatural way tells me is that it was manipulated very recently, like after leaf out in mid-May, and it was done by something with thumbs at the very least. The ingenious thing about this communication marker, if that's what it is that it's time sensitive. Not only can another like-minded force being tell that the impossible bend was manipulated, but now they know when it was manipulated.
Leaves are still green.
The location of the marker tree at the edge of the road, in the exact spot that I determined on my own, and totally by accident, mind you, to be at the best point of entry for climbing the hill overlooking the bike path, and the impossible manner in which a tree was physically pinned over, with bushy top still lively and intact, laying along the ground, not to mention L57 from my previous video. You know, the location where strange vocals were heard in conjunction with a large tree fall, was only 1 mile down the road from here. All of that, all point to something quite extraordinary in my humble opinion. But like I said, that's just my opinion. Tracking is an art form. There's no way to objectively measure how anyone tracks any animal in the wild, and the skill level of the tracker doesn't change that. This tree isn't a track on the ground per se, but analyzing it to determine what force acted on it to become like it is now, and evaluating the situational factors which surround it, is in fact a form of tracking. And I'm as sure that this tree is a sign of these beings as I would be of finding fresh wolf tracks in the snow. I'm that sure, and I'll stake my reputation on it. So what do you folks think? Please let me know in the comments.
That, my friends, is not...
Just so you know, I'm not going to make this tree structure thing a regular habit for all you tree structure naysayers. Trust me, I see some of the awful tree structures people have been posting over the years too. Same as you. Some are good, but you gotta admit, most are bad. YouTubers are usually better than the Facebookers with their circles around their X's. Sorry, I think you all know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to be lumped into that bunch any more than you do. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing. Click on the bell to get notifications when I post a new video.